All right, Tucker, thanks so much. An eyebrow-raising statement from a Democratic lawmaker this week. Listen to this. While defending the death tax, California Congressman Linda Sanchez said if people receiving food stamps have to pass drug tests, it's only fair people who inherit wealth have to earn it too. But should your children have to jump through some government hoops to inherit your private property as others do to get government handouts? Joining us now for a fair and balanced debate, Nomiki Konst, president of the Accountability Project, and Deneen Borelli, outreach director for FreedomWorks and Fox News contributor. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And just to be clear, this lawmaker is not saying that in order to get your inheritance money, you have to take a drug test, but it's just in defense of the death tax. Good idea, bad idea?
Listen, liberals view private property as state property, and you can't make this stuff up. What a ridiculous comment to make. I mean, first of all, it's private property. Individuals should be able to do whatever they want with their property. I see this as legalized plunder. 40% of for an estate tax, a death tax, it's immoral.
Yeah, 40% right now, and under Obama's proposals, it could go up to 68%. Sure. Is this a family matter, or is this a government matter?
I think what Representative Sanchez was trying to illustrate was that there's a disparity between how we treat two different populations in this country. You know, on one hand, you have the wealthy who have basically gotten away with not being taxed in many areas, and that's in a way a subsidy of the rest of the country, because you're not being taxed for one area, and then the rest of the population has to pick up for the taxes. And then she's also trying to illustrate that those who come from lower economic areas do make up the majority of prisoners for minor drug offenses, and they're targeted, and drug offenses are universal. So she's trying to illustrate that they can't receive their benefits per se, or food programs and whatever those benefits are, by getting drug tested, and that's an unfair disadvantage.
But part of the American dream is to do well for yourself, not just for yourself, but to be able to provide for your kids once you're gone.
Exactly.
Right? So,
and if you're a small business owner or you own a family farm, some families have to liquidate those assets just to meet these requirements to pay these penalties, this tax. I mean, it's really outrageous, and this reminds me of Obama's "you didn't build that." It's a punishment for individuals who want to create wealth, pass it down to their families, and keep it in their families. Plus, they've already paid taxes through the years. So
good argument.
This is crazy.
So if they've already paid, why should they pay again?
Well, they're getting an exception to the rule that the most Americans don't have, and that's unfair. You know, the problem with the farm argument is that the reason why these farms are shutting down is not the farm argument is not true, because the majority of independent farm owners are being pushed out by corporations that are coming in and setting up the big farms.
Tax. They can't afford
no, that is not a true argument.
Assets.
It's about
2%.
2%.
Plus, individuals who work for these companies, these small businesses, then they'll end up out of a job. So what good does that do?
But it's not small business owners, it's wealthy. It's trust fund babies. Let's be honest here.
Either way, let's go back to the comments from the lawmaker. I mean, where's the congruency? Isn't this apples to oranges when you're talking about welfare recipients having to take drug tests?
Well, I think that's unfair. I don't think that we should be targeting anybody to take drug tests. Our drug laws are unfair. They're targeting specific populations, and they're crowding our prisons. And who takes up, who has to pay the taxes? The public.
Deneen, final word.
People on public assistance, they have obligations, and that is why it's so important for individuals to be able to create their own wealth, be gainfully employed, and support themselves and their families, and not go through all of this estate tax, death tax nonsense. I find it immoral.
Strong arguments on both sides. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.